Lisandro Martinez has had an excellent season with Ajax, as after forming a formidable partnership with Darwin Timber, the Argentine international picked up Ajax's Player of the Year award, and with reports suggesting that he would cost just £25 million, could Martinez be the perfect ball-playing centre-back in an Erik Ten Hag system? Also, with our pursuit for a striker this summer, have Benfica reduced their asking price for Darwin Nunez? Well, let's discuss all this in the latest episode of Transfers FC. But let's start off with Lisandro Martinez's transfer to Manchester United, as according to the reliable Mike McGrath, Ajax centre-back Lisandro Martinez has been added to the list of Manchester United targets, with him going on to say that Martinez would cost at least €30 million. So, Manchester United are targeting Ajax defender Lisandro Martinez, and he would cost us around €30 million. Well, that makes a lot of sense, as Lisandro Martinez this season has been one of Ajax's best players, and well, that can be proven as in Ajax's penultimate game of the season, Lisandro Martinez was announced as Ajax's Player of the Year. And if we can sign Ajax's Player of the Year for €30 million, which is £25 million, well, that sounds like a cheeky little bargain for Manchester United. But let's dive in a bit deeper into Lisandro Martinez as a player. And well, Martinez is a 24-year-old Argentinian international who predominantly plays as Ajax's left-sided centre-back, as his left foot is his strong foot. So Ajax at the back have a left-sided centre-back who's left-footed in Martinez, and Darwin Timber who is right-footed on that right-hand side, and that gives Ajax a lot of balance in their build-up phase. But not only does he offer balance, but it looks like he offers elite level ball playing ability, as his underlying metrics would suggest that he's in the 99th percentile for most passing categories. And well, if we compare his numbers to the likes of Aymeric Laporte, well, Lisandro Martinez goes toe to toe with one of the best ball playing defenders in all of Europe. But in the creativity area, well, Lisandro Martinez is actually in the 99th percentile for assists and key passes, while Aymeric Laporte is in the 31st and 68th percentile, meaning not only is Martinez an elite ball playing defender, but is also able to create some chances as a centre back. And while another one of Martinez's strengths is his tackling ability, as if we look into his tackling numbers, well, he's in the 99th percentile for tackles made and dribblers tackled, suggesting in 1v1 situations Martinez is competent enough to be there at the back. And well, the only potential issue I do see with Martinez is his aerial ability, as just like his partner at Ajax, Lisandro Martinez is not good in the air, as if we look at his aerial numbers, well, they would be below most Premier League defenders. And well, with him being 5'10", sadly this is something we cannot coach to Martinez. And well, the only thing we could do with Martinez is put him with an aerial dominant centre back like a Harry Maguire or Rafael Varane. But then again, the fact that Manchester United could potentially pick up Lisandro Martinez for just £25 million, even though he has aerial deficiencies, his elite ball playing ability should be why Manchester United should be all over him. And maybe with Erik Ten Hag, he could even potentially play him in a different position, as according to Mike McGrath, Erik Ten Hag would ideally like a quick centre-back, but other priorities include two midfielders, in particular a number 6 as an orchestrator to build up attacks. And maybe, just maybe, for the short term, Lisandro Martinez could be that player, as if we look at his career overall, he has played in many different positions, with him predominantly playing as a centre-back, but he's also played as a defensive midfielder, left-back and also right-back. And with that versatility he has shown, and the elite ball playing ability, well, £25 million sounds like an absolute no-brainer. And maybe, just maybe, we could sign him and Darwin Timber from Ajax. As in last video I told you that Darwin Timber could potentially cost us €35 million. And according to Samuel Luckhurst, Eric Bailly and Phil Jones intend to leave. And with Axel Tuanzebe's miserable loan spells with Aston Villa and Napoli, it could also leave him no way back at Manchester United. And maybe, just maybe, with sales at the back, Manchester United could land Lisandro Martinez and Darwin Timber this summer. As Harshaw suggests, getting Lisandro Martinez and Darwin Timber from Ajax for around €65 million, aka £55 million, gives us a lot of versatility and quality, as Darwin Timber can cover as a centre-back and a right-back, while Martinez can cover the centre-back, defensive midfield and left-back position. This would be smart moves for Manchester United. And I totally agree with that, as I put this tweet out myself, As with potential defensive transfers, Manchester United can sign the likes of Jurrien Timber and Lisandro Martínez for £55 million, and with outgoing sales of Diego Dallo, Phil Jones, Tuanzebe, Eric Bailly and Alex Telles in total for £45 million. Well, Manchester United could sign Lisandro Martínez and Jurrien Timber for just £10 million net spend. And if these transfers were to happen, Manchester United's back four could look a lot like this. And with the fact that Martinez could also play as a defensive midfield, well, I think for £25 million, Manchester United should be all over Lisandro Martínez. But anyways lads, what are your thoughts on Lisandro Martínez? Do you think Manchester United should sign him for just £25 million? And if Manchester United had to choose between Jurrien Timber and Lisandro Martínez, who would you want Manchester United to go and sign? But now let's move on to Darwin Nunez' transfer. As according to Mike McGrath, Erik Ten Hag would like a striker in the attacking department, but much will depend on how big the budget will be. Manchester United's recruitment team are expected to meet later this week and plan for the summer, with him suggesting that Benfica striker Darwin Nunez is the obvious candidate for big spending European clubs, but could be at the top end of the market. And that makes total sense, as Darwin Nunez has had a standout season this year. As I have said previously, in 32 starts for Benfica, Darwin Nunez has 34 goals and 4 assists. And the fact about Darwin Nunez is, he isn't just a fox in the box, as his ball striking this season has allowed Nunez to score from various different angles. And well, with Darwin Nunez also being a dynamic dribbler on the ball, and him able to attack space well, especially in counter-attacking situations, and him also being aerially dominant with him being 6'2". Well, no wonder Manchester United want Darwin Nunez, as the only standout deficiency I see in his game is that sometimes his link-up play can be erratic, as at times his link-up play can let him down with it being erratic at times, but that is something that Erik Ten Hag can coach, as we have seen previously with the likes of Sebastian Haller. As with Sebastian Haller at West Ham United, well, he really didn't offer much for West Ham United, and he really looked like a massive flop for West Ham United. And that's why eyebrows were raised when Ajax signed Sebastian Haller, as many people were questioning if Sebastian Haller could be a top centre forward. But with the coaching of Erik Ten Hag for Sebastian Haller, he made him into one of the most feared strikers in all of Europe, as even though Ajax got knocked out in the round of 16 in the Champions League, Sebastian Haller on 11 goals is the 3rd top scorer in the Champions League. And well, if he could do something like that with Darwin Nunez, who is already an elite goal scorer, well, that would be absolutely lovely. And what is also lovely is his price tag, as according to David Ornstein, Darwin Nunez is generating serious interest from clubs including Manchester United. There is an expectation that Nunez will leave this summer and could cost around €60 million. €60 million is £51 million. Well, that is an absolute bargain. And well, Manchester United should be all over Darwin Nunez. But it looks like after the season we have had, Darwin Nunez doesn't want to join us. As according to RMC Sport, Darwin Nunez has rejected both Manchester United and Newcastle, as he prefers to play in the Champions League next season. Oh, Manchester United, you've done it again. £51 million is the price we could have got Darwin Nunez. But after the season we have had, and with us most likely being in the Europa League, or even worse, in the Conference League, we will not be getting the likes of Darwin Nunez this summer, despite the fact that he would cost only £51 million. But there might be a little bit of hope, as we have seen with the likes of Frenkie de Jong. He is also demanding UCL football, and well, in that situation it's down to if Erik Ten Hag can persuade Frenkie de Jong to join Manchester United. And if he could persuade someone like Frenkie de Jong to join Manchester United, who's to say Erik Ten Hag does not have the pull to pull someone like Darwin Nunez, despite Manchester United not having Champions League this year? And for me, this would be the ultimate test for Erik Ten Hag to see if he can pull the likes of Darwin Nunez to Manchester United. But anyways lads, what are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think Erik Ten Hag has the pull to pull someone like Darwin Nunez, despite Manchester United not having Champions League football this year? But anyways lads, that was the latest episode of Transfers FC, and if you're excited for the potential transfers of Lisandro Martinez and maybe Darwin Nunez, well, go down there and smash that like button for your boy, and consider subscribing to my channel. as we are now on the road to 800 subscribers. But anyways lads, for now guys, I'm out. Peace.